Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Congratulations on doing your first test. I know it was an impromptu test. So because this is Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is just so important that we cannot afford to not memorize and understand its meaning. We read it 17 times a day. So from time to time throughout your study with me, I can just all right, today is going to be a test on Surah Al-Fatiha. And every test is going to get stricter and stricter. All right? Okay? Yes?
We always have 10 minutes.
Yes, we will only do 10-minute test so that we can still continue with our learning. No, because we started a bit late, people come in and all, but the idea is the test time will be 10 minutes and then we'll mark it and discuss the lessons in class together. All right. Today, we're going to start into a new surah. What's the surah after Surah Al-Fatiha? Surah Al-Baqarah. Al-Baqarah. All right, Surah Al-Baqarah. This is the surah that we're going to be studying, yes? Yes, we're going to learn the entire surah. And this journey will take us 5 years.
5 years?
5 years. Now, what I want you to do along the way is I highly encourage you to memorize the surah as we are learning it. All right? Because once you master Surah Al-Baqarah, the entire Quran becomes easy. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, now we're learning as usual. We start by learning the virtues of the surah. He called this surah the peak or the summit, Sanamul Quran, the summit of the Quran. Why is it called the summit of the Quran? When you are climbing a mountain, you go hiking, you climb up a mountain, you get to the peak, get to the summit. What do you see around you?
Clouds.
Clouds. WA hardly get you. There's only one mountain, and if you're lucky to get snow on that few days a year, but generally you don't get snow.
Mountains.
What you get is you get an overview of everything.
Oh, yeah.
From the mountain, you're up on the mountain, you're up here, sleepy, and you get to see everything around here, correct?
Whoa.
Now, when you see everything around you from up the mountain, do you see in detail or you see an overview? Overview. So this is why Surah Al-Baqarah, you get an overview of Quran and the whole religion. Of everything about Islam, you will get an overview from Surah Al-Baqarah. It's the longest surah, no doubt, but it gives you that overview and understanding of the entire Quran. Everything from ibadah, our acts of worship, you'll find it in the Quran. Acts of worship, you find Allah will talk about prayers. Allah talks about salah in this. Allah talks about zakat in here. Allah talks about fasting. The fasting ayat is in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah talks about hajj in here. Everything is in here. Allah talks about, now this is in ibadah, matters of ibadah. What is ibadah? Acts of worship. And then you have matters of mu'amalah. What's mu'amalah? Mu'amalah is our interaction. You find community building. You find marriage laws, marriage and divorce. You have financial. So basically it has everything. And then you have history. You have history of prophets in here. You have matters of iman in here, what to believe. Everything in here. Why aren't you writing? You're not writing anything. Remember? Once we're done with test of Surah Al-Fatiha, at random there will be test of Surah Al-Baqarah. There will always be, you must always be prepared. This class, yes.
About all 256 ayahs.
Once you get to 286, yes, it will be in 286.
Altogether, in one go. 10 minutes.
Random. So 286, I'll just pick fifth year, I'll just pick some 10 questions. All right. So it covers everything. It's the peak of the Quran. Now, it is also by virtue of that, it is the longest surah in the Quran. How many ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah? 286. 286 ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah. In it, it contains the greatest ayat in the Quran. What is the greatest ayah in the Quran?
Ayatul Kursi.
Ayatul Kursi. Ayatul Kursi is ayah number 255. Who said that? Good. 255 of Surah Al-Baqarah is Ayatul Kursi, the greatest ayat in the Quran. Another virtue of this surah, the Prophet said, yes?
Is Ayatul Kursi all one ayah?
Yes. Yeah. 255. Another virtue, the Prophet said Baqarah and the surah after Baqarah. What's the surah after Baqarah? Ali Imran. Good. Who said Ali Imran just now? Ali Imran. Good. Baqarah and Ali Imran, the Prophet ﷺ said is going to come in Yawmul Qiyamah as clouds to those who memorize it. The people of Surah Baqarah and Ali Imran. Because Yawmul Qiyamah, when we are resurrected in Yawmul Qiyamah, are we going to be resurrected in a resort?
No, probably not.
A hotel? 5-star hotel?
Like two. Wait, so if you're, it says that the sun will be right above our heads, right?
Hmm?
What are the top people?
I like that. I always get that question every year. So now, when we are resurrected, we're going to be gathered at a plain mahshar, the place of gathering. And at this place of gathering, the Prophet said, it's going to be so hot, as if the sun is a handspan over our head. And Turban's question is interesting. Now, if Turban and Sleep stand next to each other, who's taller? Sleep is taller than Turban, correct? So if Turban
Is that a girl?
it's a turban,
Oh.
and then you have Sleep.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
All right, and Sleep stand next to each other, and the sun is one handspan above Turban's head. Turban's head is going to be in the sun, right? Sleepy's head is going to be in the sun, right? Or if it is one handspan above Sleepy's head, that means Turban is going to get a bit more respite. I mean, it's not going to be as hot as him because I'm further away from the sun. Is that right? Yeah? Okay, this is where understanding this literally becomes a problem because the Prophet did not say exactly. He said, it's going to be as hot, it's as miserable as that. That means everybody is going to experience the same heat. It's not the sun you can touch up there. It's just going to be so hot that it's like the sun is one hand span above you. Yes.
Even the babies.
Babies don't because they don't have any accountability. If you only have accountability when you get to puberty. Before puberty, there is no accountability. There's no halal, haram, there's no wajib, you don't have to pray, you don't have to obey any. Once you get to puberty, that's when it becomes, you reach the age of spiritual responsibility. So now, in this state, the Prophet said, Surah Al-Baqarah and Ali Imran is going to come and become your cloud to protect you from the heat of that day. Weren't you writing anything? There's much points already. Please write down your notes. All right. You haven't written anything? Oh, all right. Okay. Okay, so now, that's why I'm saying, and once you've memorized Baqarah, Ali Imran becomes easy. Now, 286 ayat, is that a lot?
Yeah.
If you take one ayah a day, how long will it take you to memorize the entire Quran? The entire surah.
Almost a year.
Is that a long time? No. So just do one ayah a day.
Some ayats are really long.
Alright, then we do the long ayat, half it. So it takes you 300 days a year, 300 days to memorize. Still, it's just a year. Right? Correct? It's not that hard. Really not that hard.
If you do just one ayah, and you do it for the whole year, you do whole Surah Baqarah.
One ayah per day.
What? That's so easy.
286 days and you memorize the entire surah. That's what I'm saying. It's not hard. You just have to do it one step at a time. one ayah at a time. And now another reason why we are studying Surah Al-Baqarah, because Surah Al-Baqarah, from these 286 ayat, you will find that around 75% of the Quranic vocabulary is in Surah Al-Baqarah. That means if you understand Surah Al-Baqarah, every single word, you've memorized this, and you understand every single word, you automatically understand 75% of the Quranic vocabulary. Does that mean you're going to understand 75% of the Quran? No, because grammar is not just vocabulary. Language is not just vocabulary. There's grammar, there's arrangement of the words, there's rhetoric. So you have to study a bit more. But you have a general understanding. So when the Imam recites in prayers, especially in Taraweeh, how many of you go to the masjid to pray Taraweeh? How many of you go to a masjid where the Imam recites long ayats in Taraweeh? How many of you doze off like, man, when is the Imam going to finish? I see all of you like that. Why? Because you don't understand. Imagine if you understand this the Quran is a very interesting book. Even if we ignore the guidance part, it's a miracle from Allah, sign great. But the story in itself, the structure itself, the storytelling itself, that is amazing. Provided we understand. If we don't understand, of course, especially in Ramadan, you're going to have astaghfirullah al-azim. Why is this Imam reading so long? I haven't finished my ice cream just now and my mum already told me to go and pray. If the Imam reads another ayat longer, my ice cream will melt. But if you understand, then it's going to be interesting. Alright? Okay? So that's why we're doing Surah Al-Baqarah. It's the longer surah, no doubt. But it also contains everything in the Quran, 75% of the Quranic vocabulary, and yes.
What is that thing like on top of Hajj?
Which one?
See, under Zakat and Hajj.
This
In
one?
the middle. No, in the middle of Zakat.
Fasting.
Oh, fasting.
Yeah. Alright. Now, we're going to look into the history. History of this surah. When was it revealed? This was revealed early
In 1780.
Medina. Early Medina. The surahs in the Quran are divided generally into two types. One surahs, alright? One is called Makki. Another one is called Madani. What is it? What is Makki? Makkah. But it essentially means pre-migration. Before Prophet migrated, any surahs revealed before migration is Makki. Madani is post-migration. Madina, exactly. So post-migration is called a Madani surah. So Baqarah is an early Madani surah. One of the earliest surah that was revealed. And also because it's a long surah, it's also the last surah to be completed. The last ayat revealed. The last ayah revealed is in Surah Al-Baqarah. It's ayah 281 of Surah Al-Baqarah. That's the last ayah. Alright. Okay. This is just the virtue. I'll begin Surah Al-Baqarah when I come back from Hajj. Right? There'll be Ustaz Usama Ma next week, Ustaz Avi the following week, Dr. Abdul Rahman the third week. Alright, then
Mr. Sir.
then we're going to do, after that we're going to continue. But while I'm away, I want you to do two things for me. Number one is that I want you to memorize this vocabulary. These are very, very important vocabulary in the Quran. This is like a starter pack before you memorize before you start learning the Quranic vocabulary. All right. So, how are we going to be learning the surah? Every time we do an ayah, all right? Every time we do an ayah, we're going to translate. We're going to do tafsir. What is tafsir? Explanation. And And then we're going to extract lessons. What habits are we going to learn from this ayah? How are we going to shape our life? And finally, we're going to do vocabulary. All right, certain words from each ayah that you have to commit to memory. So you build this up over the next 5 years, and inshallah by the end of that, even if you don't attend any other Arabic classes, you're going to understand 75% of the Quranic vocabulary. Before we go into all this, I need you to memorize these vocabulary. These are the starter packs. And if you don't have the if you don't have the starter pack, we can't move much. The starter pack, there will be few starter packs. I'm going to send, this is the first starter pack. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to send to you the second starter pack. All right? I'll send it to through Class Dojo, the second starter pack. So your parents are going to be able to access it, and you're going to be receiving it. So starter pack 1, SP1, starter pack 1. These are particles. What are particles in English?
Atom.
No, in English. English language. Particles mean?
Pieces.
Huh? When you learn language, what is a particle? Huh?
Letters? What?
Huh?
Language.
No, particles. When in language, you've got noun, verb, adverb, adjective, particles. What's particles? These
Punctuation.
Huh? Huh? Connecting words on to. So this is what we're going to learn today. They are min. Write it down. Ila. An.
Oh, that stuff.
Ala.
Fee.
Good. Fi. Min, ila, an, ala, fi. What does this mean? Min means from. Ila means to. An means from or about. Ala means on. Fi means in. All right? And then there are a few more. The letter ba, the letter kaf, and the letter lam. Ba is with or in. Ka is like. Li is for.
What's Fila?
To.
What's Min?
From. Min, ila, an, ala, fi, ba, ka, la. Alright? So these are the letters that I need you to remember. I need you to memorize this with its meaning. This is starter pack 1. How many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An is from. From or about.